Hello everybody, welcome to Destiny of Cards. Today we're doing a deck profile of the new Vanquisher deck. Yep. So basically this is a new deck upgrade from VT05. Firstly we move on to the size 3 Great 3 monsters. We run 4 copies of Vanquisher. So basically Vanquisher GB2 skill is something like Gauntlet Buster Dragon. Yep, so it's when a card is being retired by a card effect, this unit plus 3000 and 1 critical. So yep, this is like a GB2 version of Gauntlet Buster Dragon. Yep. Okay, so do take note of Vanquisher effect, despite they have a binding effect, they are still retired to the drop zone, then they are binded. So yep, so you still get a 3000 and 1 critical. So on strike skill, counterblast 1. Then choose one of your opponent's front row unit and retire it. Retire and bind it. Next we run 2 copies of Vermilion Crimson. Yep. So limit break skill is you can use the activate skill of the mate. Yep. So when this card attack, you may pay the, and if you have a unit in the center, pay the cost. So plus 1 power plus 2000. Sorry, it's a main phrase effects, right? If you have another unit in the center, you may pay the cost, which is so plus 1 power plus 2000 stackable. So there you go. So next we run 2 copies of Vermilion itself. So because it's the mate of this card, so the mate's effect is limit break, power plus 2000, counter plus 3. But since you are in Legion, you don't need to pay the cost. One attack the front door. Yep. So it's power 2000. Next we move on to the Great 2 monsters. 4 copies of the new card from the new set. Yeah, Rock Crime Dragon. So basically this card is a on-card skill. When this card is called the Vanguard Circle, if you have a Vanquisher, Vanguard Grade 3 or higher. So yep, if you have a Vermilion, you can activate skill. Color plus 1, so plus 1. Then if you do, choose one of your opponent's Vanguard and retire it and bind it face up. Then this unit plus 2000 power, so it's your 11k attacker on core skill. Next we run 3 copies of Chadra. So Chadra have kind of become a Vanquisher's base deck staple card or any Narukami deck. So basically the main effect here is if it's a Vanguard circle, it can attack the Vanguard. Yep. So the other Vanguard skill is when this during your turn, power plus 3000 and the following effect. When this card's attack hit the Vanguard, pay the cost, color plus 1, choose one of the opponent's card in the drop zone, bind it face up and draw a card. Next, we run 2 copies of this old card from BT06. Garuda. So Garuda's effect is basically when this card's attack hits the Vanguard, choose one card in the damage zone and flip it, counter charge 1. Okay, now we run Voltage Horn Dragon, 2 copies of it. So a GB1 skill, when this card attack the Vanguard and if you have a card boosted, counter plus 1, your opponent choose one Vanguard, retire it and bind it. So basically Narukami's deck's version is your opponent choose the unit they want to retire, except Vanquisher. Vanquisher's effect on strike is you choose one of the unit in the front row and retire it. So yeah. But however, all this, if they are retiring one Vanguard randomly, yep, so it's their choices. Next we run grade 1, we run 4 of the Unflippable Kanzen. So yep, so this card is there because this deck quite heavy cost counterblast, so we need the unflip damage. Next we run these 2 copies of this card from the new set. So basically this card is Thunderstrike card, so Thunderstrike 2. Thunderstrike meaning that if your opponents have 2 cards in the buy zone, then you have this effect. Yeah, so last one, when this card is boosting a unit, yeah, you may pay the cost, which is Soul Blast 1. If you do, the booster unit get 3000 power and the following effect. Okay, so the effect is when this card's attack hit the Vanguard, Counter Blast 1. Then if you do, your opponent choose one of his or her Vanguard, retire it and bind it. Next, we run 4 copies of this card. So this card, same, is from the new set. As a once per turn effect, and when the card is being retired on your opponent's field, and if you have a grade 3 Vanquisher, choose one. Your opponent choose one of his card in his or her drop zone. This is the only one that is chosen by your opponent, not by you. The others is chosen by yourself. So this card is your opponent choose one of card in his drop zone, bind it. If you do, if he or she do, yeah. By the way, it's a compulsory, so yeah. If of course he do not have a card in his bind zone, you don't get this second effect, which is choose one of your units other than himself, then power plus 2000 power. So yeah, so this basically is a very good card. So long you get a retire opponent's unit, you get to he or she bind it with card. Yeah. Next, we run 4 copies of the Strike folder. So second effect is basically grade +2 when during strike cost. So effect main effect is when this card is called Rearguard Circle, you may pay the cost from call the Rearguard Circle from your hand and pay the cost, which is reveal a grade 3. If you do, add Vanquisher from your deck, and then shuffle your deck, then choose one card from your hand and discard it. Now we go on to the trigger lineup. This deck run 8 critical triggers. Okay, so we'll explain the 2 different triggers. So for Dijin is basically enter the soul and choose one unit, power plus 3000. So basically it's your Maga clone. For this unit effect is when you Vanguard with grade 3 and above with Vanquisher is named, declare an attack, put this card into the soul. If you do, draw a card and that unit power plus 5000 until end of that battle. So it's your power up plus your draw mechanism. Next, we run 4 stand triggers. So basically this card is put this card into the top of your deck. When your unit is being retired by a card, if our opponent's card being retired by a card effect, put this card to the top of your deck. Then after that, draw a card, then choose a card in your damage zone and flip it face up. So this is another card that for you to actually unflip your damage. And stand trigger is chosen in this deck because of, we'll explain for the strike. Next, we run 4 copies of the heal trigger itself. So yeah. And the starter, we run Spark Kid Dragon. So this card is basically there for you to search out your grade 3 because we really need Vanquisher as your Vanguard. And yep, so Color Blast 1, put this card into soul, check top 5, add 1 grade 3 Narukami into your hand. Now we move on to the G zone itself. We run 4 copies of the new Vanquisher Voltage. So Vanquisher Voltage is a new card from BTO 5. So basically the effect is once per turn, just flip Voltage face up in your G zone, you gain the following effect. Okay, so the first effect is when this card attacks the Vanguard, if your opponent choose one of your opponent's unit and then retire it, and then choose it's basically this card, Zora. Yep. So choose your opponent choose one unit, retire it, then you choose 2 cards from the bind zone and bind it. Yep. So however, this card have a bonus effect of GB3. All your front row unit gain 3000 power for each bind card. Yep. So late game actually you have a lot of bind cards. You should power 3000 for each. So yep. So do take note, this is basically on hit skill and it's a clone of this card. So it's a combination of this card with a new skill of a GB3. Next we run 2. That's why we run stand trigger, because your front row will be quite big if late game you actually have a lot of cards in your opponent's bind zone. Yep, so your rear guard actually quite big, so you stand it. Yep, your opponent have to guard it again. Next we run Conquest Dragon. Another reason for you to run the stand trigger, because if you happen to retire full front row of your opponent, because since your Vanguard is a Vanquisher, you definitely clear your opponent's front row. If you do, your whole front row will gain 10,000 power. So basically that's when your stand trigger will also take place in this situation, because your front row get 10,000, so it's maybe your 9k attacker become a 29,000 attacker. Yeah, so your opponent have to throw a 20,000 for the first attack, and then you stand it, it's become another 5k added to it, so it's 34,000. Next we run, of course we already showed you, we run one Zora. So Zora's effect is on hit skill, then on hit the Vanguard, your opponent choose one of his or her rear guard, retire it, then you choose 2 cards from his G zone, drop zone, and bind it. Lastly we run one True Eradicator, finish blow dragon. So color blast 1, choose 1 card in your G zone, flip it face up. Okay, then you gain the following effect: for whenever a card that's been retired, this unit get 5,001 critical. So it's very powerful card because it suddenly let your deck gain Gallop Buster skill. However, you will not be able to use the second condition of the effect, which is if your heart is Gallop Buster. So since this deck doesn't run Gallop Buster, you won't be able to use second effect. So we only take place on the first effect. So it's either you can strike this or strike this as the first strike, but it's up to you, because this card actually help you to flip it face up. Yep, so you actually have 2 cards in your zone. So this is a mini blizzard. So we hope that you enjoyed today's deck profile of the new Vanquisher deck build that is available now from BT05. To get your card from your official retailer near you, and do post in the comment section below if you do have any deck profile or a deck battle that you wish to see, and do like, comment, like and share our video, and do subscribe to Destiny of Crush. Thank you. Until next time, see you.